position tonight. Driving out of Watertown in the 66A will be Michael Amell. Michael Amell in the 66A. And going from 22nd starting spot outside row number 11, driving in the 39B from Calcium, New York, is Frank Sibley. Inside of Frank, driving out of Ballston Spa, New York, he is driving in the A to Z property maintenance number 27B, Robert Bublak. Row 10 to the outside, 20th starting position. Out of Watertown, New York, the Roberts Automotive number 63 will be Adam Roberts. And alongside of him, out of St. Edmund, Quebec, driving in the Bullies Truck Stop 55J, Gorden Clair. 9th row to the outside, out of Watertown, New York, in the Can-Am Speedway number 39, Ryan Bartlett. And alongside of him, driving in the Gauvreau Transport Jester number 22C from Chelsea, Quebec, Cederic Gauvreau. Row number 8 to the outside, 16th position, out of Johnstown, New York. He's in the Parks Company, number 79, the Flying Squirrel, Rocky Warner. And alongside of him, out of Roscoe, New York, he drives in the Quality Forestry Management, number 28, Michael Trautschold. Row number 7 on the outside, driving out of Philadelphia, New York. He drives in the LJ Landscaping SMS Enterprises, number 7S, Shaun Shaw. And alongside of Shaun, driving out of Goshen, New York, he's a winner at Accord this season, driving in the Schuback Sod Farm. Barron's Performance Warehouse number 15M will be Daniel Morgiewicz. Row 6 to the outside, driving in the Pale Racing number 1, out of St. Thomas, Quebec. He's a 9-time champion at Autodrome Granby, will be the ONE David Hebert. And alongside of him, a regular here at Can-Am and a feature winner in the Dapper Dog Grooming, Mercer General Contracting number 60 from Plessis, New York. The 60 is Jackson Gill. Row 5 to the outside, position number 10. From Akwesasne, New York, driving in the Twin Leaf Stores, number 66, Carey Terrance. And alongside of him, out of Savannah, New York, he is the defending High Torque New York champion, driving in the Hurlock Automan Speed Westmoreland Golf Club, Elmo's Pit Stop, Kibble House Family number 9S, will be Matt Sheppard. 4th row on the outside lane, driving out of St. Catharines, Ontario, driving in the S&W Service Center, number 6 will be Money Matt Williamson. And alongside of him, driving in the Walker.com Home Hardware 01 from Alexandria, Ontario, Chris Raabe. Row number 3 to the outside from Naperville, Quebec. He drives in the Gamache Towing, number 91, Felix Roy. And inside of him, out of Watertown, New York, he's a multi-time track champion here at Can-Am, driving the St. Lawrence Radiology Integra Shocks, number 19, Tim Fuller. Row number 2 outside, starting from 4th, out of Saratoga Springs, New York, your current point leader at the Fonda Speedway, driving in the Madsen Overhead Door, SRI Performance, Emmerich Associates Club Wago, number 02, the Ginger Ninja, Jack Lehner. And alongside of him, the defending point champion at the Fonda Speedway and the defending champion in the New Jersey Quality Drywall, South Region for the Short Track Super Series. Driving in the Tim and Debbie Millman's Napa Auto Parts, Easy Work Trucks, Gary Simpson Contracting, number 84Y, out of Covington Township, Pennsylvania, Alex Yankowski. Your front row, out of Watertown, New York, he's in the Flax High Rise Concrete Restorations, number 28, will be Jordan McCreadie. And going from the pole position, driving out of Stanley, New York, he drives the MP Delivery, number 7Z, Zach Payne. That's your starting lineup for tonight's Gloves Are Off. 51 here at the Can-Am Speedway, 51 laps for the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series Big Block, Small Block Modifieds, 5,051 to win. Gentlemen, it's almost post time.
The anticipation is at an all-time high right now. You can see a very calm, cool, and collective Mat Williamson staging right there, about to roll out trackside. And he has had a great night. Remember, Williamson starts outside row number 4.
And he time trialed fastest in his group tonight as well. Won his heat race going away. Finally got his first career modified win here at Can-Am a year ago. And with his own car, I'm sure he wants to get into victory lane as point standings coming into this night are pretty snug as well across the top of the leaderboard.
Yes, looking at the point standings for the High Torque New York North region entering the program tonight. Unfortunately, our point leader, as everyone knows, Stuart Friesen, was injured last week. He is out. Injured right now. He had a 9-point lead over Matt Sheppard, 6:15 to 6:06. David Hebert third in points with 495. Jack Lehner fourth with 421. Alex Yankowski fifth with 383. Alex Payne, not here tonight, 369. Chris Raabe, 364. Daniel Morgiewicz, 318. Matt Williamson, 315. And Anthony Perego, 279, making up the top 10.
Guys, here's a little nugget for you. In the 212 different events that we have had for the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco, we have had 43 different winners. The question here tonight, are we going to get a 44th?
Could very well happen. A lot of great talent in this field, guys. As one of our ring girls, that would be Hadassah, making her way down in front from the Watertown Boxing Club, guys, and a little added flair to this gloves are off 51.
Tonight, this is feature one, so this is round one. Ding, ding.
Hey, there you go. Hey, by the way, Jeff, Dan Martin wanted me to tell you hello.
Very nice, thank you. Hello, Dan.
And he says you're doing a great job.
I miss seeing Dan.
Yes, he misses you too. So he's watching at home on the broadcast tonight. Dan Martin sends his well wishes to you, and keep up the great work.
Thank you. Right back at you, Dan. Great to hear from you.
Also looking at a couple other stats here, Matt Sheppard starting 9th. Right now, Jeff, he sits on top of the all-time win list with the Short Track Super Series with 55 wins. His last win coming about 2 weeks ago on July 22nd at the Autodrome Granby in Quebec, Canada.
Yeah, not only is Matt Sheppard the all-time wins leader, he's the all-time leader in top 5 finishes on the Short Track Super Series, having that edge over Stuart Friesen. They have been 1 and 2 for a good part of the Short Track Super Series history, as we're now into our 12th season of racing. All right, folks, we thank you again on behalf of the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco. We thank you for coming out tonight and spending your hard-earned money with us. Everyone here at Can-Am Speedway wishes to thank you as well for your attendance here at the Speedway tonight. Everybody tuning in at home on Flow Racing, it's time for everybody here at the racetrack to salute the drivers. They're going to be coming by here in just a moment. Round 1 is our modified feature tonight. The gloves are all 51, so we need you to salute the drivers the best way you know how here at Can-Am Speedway. Get out of your seat and on your feet. Get out something white or something bright, something red off your head, something blue off of you. Wave it for your favorite, the stars and cars of the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco. Tim, always a cool sight to watch them go 4 wide, isn't it?
Oh, 4 wide, just something about big block modifieds just makes the hair on the arm stand up. My goosebumps have goosebumps, guys. I can't wait for this one. 51 laps, over $5,000 going to the winner.
All right, we've got regulars, we've got invaders here tonight at the Speedway.
I saw Sheppard was in a big block.
We'll see who comes out with the big prize at the end of this one. The nasty track of the North. 51 laps on the big half mile here tonight. Can-Am Speedway, Lafargeville, New York. First of a 2-night swing here in upstate New York, just south of the country of Canada. We're ready to go. Pace truck will be pulling in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've been waiting for all evening long. The gloves are off 51. Who's going to box their way into the number 1 spot at the end of the 51 laps tonight? We shall find out. Ladies and gentlemen, a moment of truth has arrived. It is now feature time. The Mighty Modifieds are ready to go racing into the Sunoco starting zone. The Mighty Modifieds are ready to rumble.
Ding, ding, and the gloves are about to come off here at the Can-Am Speedway for 51 laps. The Thundering Herd makes their way down in the turns number 1 and 2. We are 3 wide, but we got 3 cars getting together. The SRI Performance Caution flag waves.
Adam Roberts in the 63, Rocky Warner in the 79, and Ryan Bartlett in the 39, all crossed up over there, guys. Just jockeying for position and throwing haymakers at one another at the start of this one, and that's the end result right there.
Oh, the gloves definitely coming off early here before we even complete lap number 1, guys. But that was a pretty cool start to see, because it didn't take long for guys to really make moves. They were all, 3 wide at the start of this.
Yeah, they certainly were, guys. And, Jeff, it was a really good start. And, just unfortunate what happened back there. But that's what happens, jockeying for position this early. Tim Fuller, our 4-time track champion, told me, you've got to get these drivers on the start, because once they get strung out, it's hard to catch them.
It's hard to catch them, especially on the track that's a little bit bigger size like this one. If you're on a smaller track, sometimes it's easier to catch them. It's going to be interesting for me to watch. There are other tracks that are slipperier like this, but some of the guys here that are experienced with this, some other guys are somewhat experienced, maybe some are not experienced with it. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out as the track changes.
Well, yeah, and absolutely, experience is everything in racing, and with the older drivers and more experience, they're ahead, seems like it can connect with their feet. Right? They got to work the pedals, and some of these youngsters may not have that experience to really know when to let off the gas, maybe do a little trail braking into the turn so they don't spin the tires.
It was interesting to hear some of the comments in the redraw when I said to Chris Raabe, yes, you've had a lot of laps around here. He goes, yeah, not as many as Tim Fuller, he said.
But give you an idea, Tim Fuller has 48 career wins between big block and 358 modifieds around here. That is more than the rest of the field combined in the modified ranks. That's a lot of laps and a lot of experience. 3rd most all-time wins, by the way.
Well, it looks like these 2 cars are stuck together, so we're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back on Flow Racing. You're watching the Gloves Are Off 51 from Can-Am Speedway.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yellow light's working here, and Jeff and Earl, I guess the plan over there is to take a little extra time to get Ryan Bartlett and Adam Roberts unhooked over there.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a hurry, because then you're going to damage the cars even more. And maybe looking from our vantage point, hopefully they can tag the tail end of the field.
Continue.
Right, and continue. That's the whole point. So that's why safety crews and wrecker crews are going to take their time, separating these 2 modifieds in turn 2.
Right. I've been at some racetracks where some of the crews go 3-2-1 pull.
Yeah.
Here, not so much.
Looks like they're going to stop the field over there in turn 3 to give the safety team a little more room over there, a little more elbow room to maneuver. Tim, tell us a little more about what's been going on here this year. Of course, you run the 358s on Friday nights here. Yep. So who's been hot, who's been not, what's been going on here? So.
Well, a driver that is not here tonight has been on a roll here the last few weeks. Billy Dunn out of Watertown, New York, just picked up his 70th modified feature here at Can-Am. 2nd most wins all time. He is just 3 shy of tying Hall of Famer Pat O'Brien on the all-time win list here at Can-Am.
There's a flashback.
Yeah, there you go. You've heard of Pat O'Brien a couple of times.
Yes.
And actually, I talked to Pat about running sail panels around the Speedway in a big block modified, and I said, what was it like? Because he ran a couple of sail panel open shows here in the past, and he says one word: fast.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely fast. So he's he had the one word to say about it, and he's not far off.
And you talk about the sail panels, and we can also talk about the tires as well, because you guys are used to running Hoosier as well, compared to what the Short Track Super Series is, or American Racer series. So maybe a little bit of a screwball thrown to some of the regular drivers you have compete here on a weekly basis. Maybe not. But talk about this long 51 laps on this half mile. You got to think maybe is tire wear going to come into play. But they put a little water out there during intermission before we went into tonight's starting lineup. So we're going to have to see how that plays into this feature as well.
Yeah, and obviously in American Racers and Hoosiers, a little bit different compound, and it's
Right.
all about tire management, right, guys?
Exactly.
And,
that head
yep.
to the foot connection, you know, it's all
Yeah.
about tire management.
For sure. So we'll see how tire management comes into play, but this track really, really good on tires. Some of our regular 25 lap and even a couple of our 75 and 100 lap features we've had earlier this year have been really good on tires as well. So.
Where this is right there.
Where's the other two? I thought there was three of them.
No, one of them pulled away.
Oh. That's up. Bartlett was involved, no?
Yeah, Bartlett was one of them. It was 71 that was involved as well.
And welcome back to Flow Racing's live production. The gloves are all 51 here at the Can-Am Speedway, featuring the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco. We are under a red flag situation, but not for long, as the SRI Performance Caution lights will come on in a matter of seconds. We had a 3-car pileup in turn 2 on the opening lap of tonight's feature event. So it took a little bit of time for safety crews to separate the 2 cars that were together. But as we say that, engines come back to life.
Engines coming back to life, guys, and field will roll away, and we'll go away under caution. We did not complete a lap, so it will be back to a complete restart here. And I was, in anticipation for this race, been watching some of the highlight reels from races gone by, and your opening line, Jeff, just gets us all every time, and perfect fitting with the boxing theme here tonight.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the field will roll at a slow pace behind the pace truck here at the Can-Am Speedway. We'll come back to a complete restart.
Bartlett's back in it.
As Brett Deo, owner and promoter of the Short Track Super Series, communicating to the drivers via the one-way radio system to let them know the restart order.
Should be similar, except for the drivers who were involved in that. Some of them were near the back. Rocky was in 16th spot, so he was up a little bit. So they'll shuffle the deck a little bit, put them in their correct positions.
You know, guys, we talk about where we are at in the modern era with motorsports,
Right.
right? And me still being the new kid on the block, there is so much young talent coming up through the modified ranks right now.
Certainly is. Well, look at on that front 2 rows.
Exactly.
Zach Payne, Alex Yankowski. Look back in row 3, Felix Roy. And then you got some of the more stars of now with Chris Raabe and Mat Williamson. And then you got the old guard Fuller up there battling as well. So.
Yep. And when you look at the sportsman, it's even younger yet. It's
Exactly.
really,
Right.
our future looks pretty good, you know.
It certainly does, guys.
All right. Looks like we have gotten the white flag from Joe. Chris, we should be ready to go. Cars approaching the Sunoco starting zone. Take 2, round 2 maybe. Here they come. Back to the Sunoco starting zone. The gloves are off 51. Green is out.
Great side-by-side starts. We are 2 by 2 by 3 for the 5th spot. Now 3 wide for 3rd. As Zach Payne will bring him off of turn number 4. Yankowski looking to go 2 for 1, but the SRI Performance Caution flag waves once again. as it looks like that is going to be Robert Bublak, that car that was facing the wrong direction in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
Strike 2.
Maybe we got to switch something up here, Jeff. Maybe Tim got to bring them to green.
I mean,
I unfortunately had this same thing go down this past Saturday night at Port Royal Speedway. And I said, my co-announcer Brad Strasser said, "You take over this time, bringing them to green." And how about it? Actually worked out. So I don't know, Tim. It's all you here on take number 3.
now you're really putting the pressure on me here, guys. This is great. Thanks very much. Yeah, we didn't get it right the first 2 guys with the experienced veterans of this series. Why not try the guys that ever done this before?
Yeah. Oh, now come on, you've done this before.
Yeah, a couple of times. A couple of times for sure.
All right, so we'll give them the white flag again, restack the deck, get them all together. Hopefully they got everything out of their system here. Everybody back in line. We've got Zach Payne, Jordan McCreadie, Alex Yankowski, and the Ginger Ninja Jack Lehner, Timmy Fuller, and Felix Roy next in line. The nasty track of the north is being a little nasty right now with the caution flags here. We'll see what happens. Take 3, as they say in showbiz. Tim, bring them home.
Well, I'll give it a shot. Why not? As the Can-Am Speedway pace truck from Bob Johnson Auto Group peels off the speedway, heads for a safer spot over there in turn number 3. Zach Payne and Jordan McCreadie will look at one another as they make their way off of turn number 3 and 4. Third time's a charm. Green is out, and we're underway, and McCreadie and Payne to the lead in turn number 1 and 2.
The gloves are off. 51 is underway here at Can-Am Speedway for the Short Track Super Series. 3 wide for second down the back straightaway, battling into the turn. The Ginger Ninja advancing.
Here comes Madsen overhead doors. Jack Lehner on the move. He's up in the second. However, leading lap number 1 is going to be the youngster Zach Payne. Yankowski now to the inside of Lehner, and 4 wide there for position number 6.
Felix Roy just picked off about 5 cars in that one exchange in turn number 1 and 2. He's up to the 5 spot. Watch for Tim Fuller up on the high lane. He's moved to 4th as they click off lap number 2.
Working down the front straightaway into the turn. Payne will lead the way. Lehner made some hay early. He's up to second. Yankowski now working into position 3 down the back. Timmy Fuller riding the outside lane. Then Felix Roy. 3-car battle brewing now for that second spot as they're all getting tighter and tighter out of 4.
Working down off the corner, Payne in control. Lehner still right there with his striking distance. And we got Alex Yankowski, Fuller, and Roy, the top 5. Fuller sidesteps, goes to the high lane as we watch Payne and Lehner go at it for first and second down the back straightaway. Yankowski moving in from 3rd.
Great side-by-side action here early on in the feature event. Plenty of laps to go as we have 4:47, but you can see Jack Lehner starting to apply pressure to Zach Payne for the top spot. Payne working down low. How about it? Lehner has the momentum as he swings high. They're off of turn number 4.
Working down the straightaway. Now here comes Lehner. He's going for the lead into turn number 1. Zach Payne on the bottom, and Lehner will go to the outside lane. The Ginger Ninja has the hammer down. They'll drag race down the back straightaway with Payne and grab the advantage going into turn 3.
Lehner with that top spot on the outside. We saw this Friday night here in regular small block modified action. That outside group coming in very early. Jack Lehner used it to his advantage to grab the point. Zach Payne, Alex Yankowski, Tim Fuller using the outside lane as we watch Jack Lehner driving away.
And down side by side for the 5th position between Felix Roy and the money Mat Williamson. Mat Williamson also may bring Sheppard along with him, and now shake it up to a 3-car battle there for P number 5. Williamson, remember, he was tonight's ATL Fuel Cell Hot Lap Hero Award. He's looking to go 3 for 3 on the night. The question is, can he do it, as we have plenty of laps to go here, Jeff?
They're getting tighter now in turn number 4, further back in the top 10 now. It's Yankowski, Fuller, Williamson, but now Sheppard will go to the outside down the front, battling with Felix Roy into the turn. Sheppard on the outside wall, on the inside, drag racing down the backstretch. Sheppard now trying to make some advances after sitting back there for several laps.
Just shows how important that redraw is, guys. Sheppard redrew 9th, not where he wanted to be, and he's stuck back there behind Felix Roy. He may have a fast race car, but as we talked about with Tim Fuller, when these drivers get strung out around this racetrack, very difficult to make passes. And speaking of passes, about to have one here.
Look at that three-car battle into the corner now. Working the outside is Money Matt Williamson. He'll go to the middle now. Coming out of the corner, thinks better of it. He'll pressure Yankowski down the front. Looking to the middle again. 3 wide through the corner. Down the back, it'll be Matt Williamson right through the middle of Fuller and Yankowski.
Fuller looking to come back by on Williamson, working down low. Williamson is absolutely on rails right now as we have 11 laps in the book. Remember, Money Matt, he started 8th in this one. He's already up into P3, but Tim Fuller looking to come back by, working the low side.
Working at a low lane on Matt Williamson as they drag race to turn number 3. Williamson again using that outside lane. We talked about how good the lane is on the top side as they cross the line on lap number 12. It's Williamson down to spot number 3. Fuller back to 4th, and Alex Yankowski back to the 5 spot here.
Right now, Lehner is building himself up a pretty good lead. He's got about a half a straightaway on Zach Payne as Gorden Clair heads to the pit area. Right now, Lehner will soon be reaching some lap traffic off the corner. Payne second. Here comes Williamson. Williamson heading into the corner now, getting closer and closer to Payne, heading down the back, but Fuller is keeping pace with Williamson down the back straightaway. Jackson Gill now passing Matt Sheppard down the back straightaway after Felix Roy went by Sheppard as well.
And now your leader, Jack Lehner, starting to work heavy lap traffic in front of him. So here we go, boys. Things are starting to really heat up here at the Can-Am Speedway. We'll give you the top 10 rundown right now. There's your leader, Jack Lehner, running second. Zach Payne, Matt Williamson in P3. Tim Fuller is in 4th. Alex Yankowski runs in the 5th spot. Felix Roy running 6th. Jackson Gill 7th. Matt Sheppard down to 8th. Chris Raabe 9th. And David Hebert rounds out the top 10.
Heading down the straightaway right now, Jack Lehner working out of turn number 4. He'll be leading the way down the front straightaway, working lap traffic. Second spot is up for grabs. Williamson will go to the outside of Zach Payne with Fuller right behind. 3-car battle under a blanket. Down the back straightaway, Matt Williamson riding the rim. Down the back, he'll go by Zach Payne and the last car and take over position 2.
The last time Matt Williamson was able to pick up an STSS win was in June when we visited the Devil's Bowl Speedway. And this track is sort of like Devil's Bowl, not so much side, but the track surface, because it gets very slippery, very slick, and that was in the daylight surface when we were there.
And absolutely, and that wing kicked off the North region back in June as well. So we watched the battle here between Zach Payne and Tim Fuller. Fuller trying to go to the outside lane. Payne, not too many laps around this racetrack, but it's always good when he comes to Can-Am. Right now, Tim Fuller in a battle with Payne for that spot.
Right now, we got another one heading off the track. Jordan McCreadie, the 28, went to the pit area. Here comes Gingen into Jack Lehner now, working more lap traffic down the straightaway. He has a few clear laps. Matt Williamson getting by Gauvreau down the straightaway. Zach Payne now. We'll see Tim Fuller. Fuller moving up behind Payne. That is a battle for 3rd and 4th, followed by Roy. Then Yankowski, Gill next in line. And now we got a battle on the back straightaway as Matt Sheppard's getting a little pressure from behind.
Still the battle rages on for the final podium spot between Zach Payne and Tim Fuller. Payne taking the short way around the slower cars, but the old wily veteran Fuller knocking on the door as they are nose to tail. We'll look back up front. Last time by, Jack Lehner, guys, had a 1.8 second lead. You can see Williamson starting to close in at a rapid pace as Lehner comes down to the line right now. Yeah, Williamson has it down to 1.4 seconds.
Williamson is definitely closing in on Lehner. They're both in clear traffic no traffic. They're in clear racetrack right now after they got through some lap cars. But Williamson, since he got in the clear racetrack, has been closing the gap very quickly. Reeling in Lehner like a trout on opening day. Williamson closing quickly on Lehner. Just a side note, 5 drivers currently on the top 25 in Short Track Super Series listing with the top 25 of top 5 finishes without a feature win. Jack Lehner is one of those 5 trying to break the ice.
But Matt Williamson He's going to say, hold my beer because I'm trying to get my 8th short track Super Series win in his career. He has a run, but the SRI Performance caution flag waves as Mat Williamson had a run on the bottom. Looks like he was going to actually pull alongside Lehner for the top spot. The SRI Performance caution lights comes on as we have a car stopped here on the front straightaway.
The 22C, Cederic Gauvreau, with a mechanical issue. He rolls to a stop right here on the front. The Abbott Enterprises excavating safety truck here on the front straightaway, quickly on the scene. Wow.
Tim,
Just as
go ahead.
as Williamson was about to
Right.
pounce on Jack Lehner, Tim, the yellow lights, the SRI Performance caution comes on.
Oh, the steam is coming out of the 6 car, and it's not coming out of the motor. It's coming out of the ears of Matt Williamson inside of that Bicknell chassis. I'm telling you, he had a run, he had the look, he had the speed, he had the momentum. Everything was going right. And then, of course, that caution comes out, and Jeff, I'll tell you this. The business end of the tow truck is coming out here for Cederic Gauvreau. That's kind of a tribute there to our good friend Dan Martin.
Okay.
Yes, that's what he always said. So that's exactly what's happening to Cederic Gauvreau. We'll see him back later in the Sportsman feature, but man,
Not the way he wanted to exit this one.
no, and he's just getting back into racing this year, and what a way to do it, to run 2 divisions in one night, but
Yeah.
unfortunately this one will not go his way.
What I was trying to say earlier under green was the top 25 drivers all time in STSS history on the top 25 list of top 5 finishes. There are 5 drivers in the top 25 of top 5 finishes that do not have a feature win, and Jack Lehner is one of those drivers trying to break the ice here tonight. So we'll see what happens here, but Matt Williamson was reeling him in very quickly. Matt is 4th on the list with 46 top 5s all time, 7 feature wins. The most finishes he has in the top 5 is 12 in 3rd spot. But right now, Williamson, who started this feature from back in 8th position, has been slowly picking him off. All those yellows we had at the beginning, guys, Tim, you did a great job. We went 23 laps before we had our first caution.
Maybe it was me that needed to kick it off. I don't know, but I will say this: the last couple of nights here in 358 modified action, we did go green to checkered, so we almost went a full 25 laps.
Yes,
so
we did. Yes,
I
we
don't
did.
know.
So Zach Payne running a great race. He's solidly in 3rd. Matt Sheppard has got an issue. Was he in the pits?
Yeah.
He was in the pits while we were talking about the other guys up front. Sheppard, if you remember during the call, had passed a couple of cars and then they passed him back.
Right.
So Sheppard went in for a pit stop. Whether it was a tire change or not, I do not know.
Real quick, guys, looking at positions gained, right now Matt Williamson is in the hunt for a hard charger +6. However, Ryan Bartlett, remember, he started 21st. He's +5. Anything is possible as the field will get side by side behind the pace truck.
Yes, as we'll go white this time by, green next trip around. Jack Lehner, the Ginger Ninja, Saratoga Springs, New York, trying to get his first series win. What a big way this would be for Jack Lehner to beat Matt Williamson. But we saw on that last green flag run, guys, Matt Williamson definitely had the faster car. But now we got to wonder, was that because we had a long green flag run, or will Matt Williamson have a quick car in the start? We're about to find out.
Well, another guy who was doing some passing yet before the caution came out, the SRI Performance caution, was that car number 19 out there. All right, Timmy Fuller, he's up in the position 4. So Payne and Fuller in that 3rd row. Felix Roy is next in line. He is in the 5th position. Alex Yankowski alongside of him. Then Jackson Gill next in line. Gill is on the inside of row number 4. We're ready to go. Back to action into the Sunoco starting zone. Here they come.
Restart coming, 28 laps to go. Lehner drives in deep. Here comes Williamson right through the middle. Williamson will take the lead down the back straightaway.
And right now, Matt Williamson showed he got a little quicker car than Jack Lehner. He planks the number 6 out in front. Fuller and Yankowski working that extreme outside lane through 3 and 4, but it's Williamson to the lead. We got a battle for second.
Into the turn, yes indeed. Zach Payne coming coming back to life. He'll go to the inside of Lehner. Side by side, Fuller now, and Felix Roy to the inside of Timmy Fuller. He'll go by Fuller. Jackson Gill now down the back. Chris Raabe behind him as they all advance positions.
Bringing it off the turn. Williamson well in command right now as we watch Zach Payne hold on to second. Zach Payne, I'll tell you, has not got off the bottom of this racetrack all night long, and it's worked out very well for him as behind them. Here comes Hollywood looking for third.
Felix Roy now trying to break into that third spot as we are halfway this time by. Not sure if maybe the tires are starting to go away on Jack Lehner 02 machine. It looks like that car is not sticking, but now we got Alex Yankowski coming to a stop here on the front straightaway. The SRI Performance Caution flag waves as he's going to choose guys to go into the hot pit. As unfortunately Alex Yankowski off the pace. The reason for the SRI Performance Caution flag, he will duck off there at turn 3 and come to the attention of his crew.
So Lehner dropping back a couple of positions here. Williamson has become the new leader. Zach Payne now in second spot. Lehner is in third. Watt is advanced to fourth. Fuller fifth. Gill is in sixth. Raabe is now seventh. David Hebert, who was very quiet early on, Hebert coming out of 12th position, has now moved up. He is now into the top 10.
How about old David Hebert? Top 10s in all North races this year. He does have a win here at Can-Am, by the way, 2004, April 24th in a big block modified.
You know, this is his year to follow the whole series. He came to several races last year, but this year he wants to go to all the North Region, High Torque New York North Region races. After he was running in a decent position, had a flat tire over halfway. I believe there was only like 15 laps to go. Went in, changed his tire, came back out, and made a top 10. I think he finished 5th or 6th at a track he never was to before. So he had a late race comeback and is solidified his third place in the point standings.
Right now, guys, looking at the point standings, David Hebert's third coming into tonight's event. Remember, Matt Sheppard, he was second. Friesen obviously out because of injury.
Right.
Hebert is looking to capitalize on a pretty good night now. Plenty of time for Sheppard to carve his way up through the field. Remember, he made a pit stop a couple laps ago. But Hebert, hey, he might be the points leader by the time we're done.
Well, he's got 6 wins already this season. He'd like to add a 7th one here, and he already has a win with you guys. He did that at Granby, if you recall,
yes,
in an incredible upset story that night.
Last year he did.
Yes,
that.
sir.
Well, Matt Sheppard has quietly worked his way back to the top 10 already. He's in 9th spot alongside Daniel Morgiewicz. We have 26 laps completed, so we've reached the halfway point of our gloves are all 51. So far, no punching going on here in the booth. We're ready to go back to action. 51 laps the total distance tonight. The gloves are all 51 here at Can-Am Speedway. Back to green.
Mat Williamson will lead him back down into turns number 1 and 2. Great restart by him. Jack Lehner looks to the inside. Now here comes Tim Fuller, 3 wide for P3. The old wily veteran Tim Fuller is on the move, but look who's working the top. Here comes David Hebert.
David Hebert made some big moves there. He moves up around Raabe. He tries to get alongside Lehner. We'll run on a racetrack, and those cars will get back by. What an effort, though, by David Hebert. He's not done, though. He's going to go back upstairs. As everybody on the bottom, you got to go where they're not.
Exactly, out of the corner while battling with Lehner. Here comes Raabe up the inside. Raabe goes by Lehner, moves up alongside of Felix Roy. Hebert to the outside of Lehner out of the corner. He's still picking up spots down the front straightaway. We've got Williamson leading, Payne second, and Fuller in third. Battle for fourth.
Now working it through the turn, it is Raabe down low. Felix Roy on the top side of the racetrack, and Raabe gets the spot as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Felix Roy back to 6. Jackson Gill, David Hebert, Jack Lehner. Lehner is dropping spots quickly out here, guys, and that car is fading fast.
And Williamson has a 2.1 second lead over the field as we are 2 by 2, 4, 6, and 8. But yeah, not like I said prior to that most recent SRI Performance Caution flag, looks like the tires may be going away on Jack Lehner 02.
Up front, Birdie comfortably right now for Matt Williamson, heading into the turn, winning the Slate Valley 67. That's the double gold team back on Father's Day. He's He's got a pretty big lead right now coming out of position number 8 on the starting grid tonight. Zach Payne having one of his finest runs with the Short Track Super Series, holding down a solid position number 2 right now. Working down the straightaway, Tim Fuller and Chris Raabe trying to reel him in.
Matt Sheppard, remember he made a pit stop earlier. Right now moves up into P7, just getting underneath David Hebert. So right now you got Sheppard running 7th, sits 2nd in the point standings. David Hebert running 8th, sits 3rd in the point standings. They are nose to tail.
Watching these drivers around this racetrack, guys, Mat Williamson, he's in a class of his own right now. He's running about the mid portion of the racetrack. I'm watching second on back, and they're all right against the inside tires. Pretty interesting way this race is playing out right now.
Yeah, they were way up at the top and in the middle earlier on. Now the first few cars are all migrating to the inside lane since they spread out a little bit. We'll see if there would be an SRI performance caution to regroup the field and force them back into double file formation. Meanwhile, Williamson has built his lead down to a full straightaway with Payne. But here comes Fuller. Fuller inching a little closer to Zach Payne, followed closely by Chris Raabe.
Yeah, you guys talked about cars hugging the inside of this racetrack. When Tim Fuller makes his way off the floor, he's about a lane and a half higher. You can see it right there on your screen than what Zach Payne has right there. That has to be the veteran in Fuller. Maybe he knows a little something more than what the young kid Zach Payne does.
Yeah, and I think he's testing the waters just a little bit to see what's out there. Obviously, he doesn't know that Chris Raabe is about 2 car lengths behind,
Right.
so he doesn't want to step out of line too much in danger of losing another spot if indeed that's the case. He'll try it again here off of turn number 4. I don't know if I do that too often because here comes Raabe there for the 4th spot, guys.
Yeah, working down into the corner now. Raabe moving in on Fuller. Fuller trying to put the pressure on Zach Payne. That's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th heading down the back straightaway for Canyon Speedway. Meanwhile, lap traffic now on the horizon. Rear leader Mat Williamson as he's caught the back end of the field once again.
Yeah, and maybe a problem that he's going to come running into with the slow lap cars. They're running the same line as he is, right? So if we stay green the rest of the way here, can Zach Payne and the rest of the field close in on the leader, Mat Williamson?
And we're about to find out as they click off lap number 38. We're closing in on the finish of this one. Still quite a ways to go yet, though. But Mat Williamson has really dominated these last few laps as he set sail into turn number 3 and 4 with a straightaway lead on Zach Payne and Tim Fuller. And they're still within a car length of one another for position number 2.
But Jeff, how about this huge lead? You saw it on your screen right there. Mat Williamson has over a 6-second lead as we come to the 2nd stage here of this feature event.
He does, but Tim Fuller now is making the outside groove work again out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, Fuller, the savvy veteran, working the outside of Zach Payne down the back to turn number 3, and he will grab position number 2. Fuller now 2nd, Zach Payne 3rd. 4th spot will be still Chris Raabe in the 01. 5th spot, Felix Roy, and now he's being challenged by Matt Sheppard at the 60th. Jackson Gill right behind him.
And guys, we look at the interval between Williamson and Fuller, who run 1 and 2. Fuller is starting to close in according to the stopwatch. Last time by it was 5.7 seconds. This time by it's down to 5.4.
And you know why that is? Clean air on those sail panels is starting to get, you know, that's Tim Fuller's advantage right now. He's got some clean air riding behind Zach Payne. The air was a little bit dirty right there. So now he's going to be running down Mat Williamson. We'll see the time here. It's down to just over 5 seconds, 5.1 to be exact right now.
Williamson having no problem pulling off the bottom to go to the outside and work around the lap cars. Actually, he's working the middle lane now, 3 and 4. Now going to the top side out of the corner. Williamson working lap traffic to perfection, heading down to turn number 1. Working through the lap traffic with Stevie ease as he heads down the back. Fuller still less than the straightaway now behind the leader, but some time is winding down. 43 on the board.
Yeah, is it too late in this one for Tim Fuller to make a run and get close to Matt Williamson, because we know catching someone and passing someone are two totally different things.
They certainly are, as right now Fuller will sneak down to the inside. He'll get by Cederic Gauvreau as we continue to watch Matt Williamson stretch that lead out. It is over 6 seconds once again. So again, the lap traffic, even though it was one car, still took Fuller about a lap and a half to get by Cederic Gauvreau.
Action still going on here in the top five. Zach Payne now battling down the straightaway with Chris Raabe, and Matt Sheppard, who got around Felix Roy for position 5, is trying to catch Raabe and Payne. That is a battle for position 3, 4, and if Sheppard joins him, that'll be 5, and right behind him, Wild for position 6. This time by 5. Laps to go for Matt Williamson.
Williamson having a little bit of difficulty with the lap car right there of Rocky Warner, as he has almost lapped up into the top 10 in this one. So Williamson on rails here at the Can-Am Speedway. Matt Sheppard, remember, he made a pit stop earlier, went to the hot pit to change a tire, came out. It's really working to his advantage as he runs a P5.
What a comeback for Matt Sheppard. That car looked like it was mired back there at about 9th or 10th. That was where he was going to stay for this entire race. Now, as you mentioned, he's up into the top 5 and trying to close in and get a few more spots before this one's over with. But as I like to say, this has turned into the Matt Williamson Charity Classic here tonight at Can-Am as we got 3 to go.
Working into the turn, it is still Matt Williamson heading down the back straightaway now. Timmy Fuller running in position number 2. This time by, we will get the 2-lap signal from Joe Chris.
A mile to go here at the Can-Am Speedway. The gloves most certainly have come off here, as Matt Williamson looking to be the champion in this one, as guys, he will see the Barron's Performance white flag this time by.
Working into the corner now. This time we'll get the Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag from Joe Chris. 1 lap to go. Matt Williamson, Money Matt, putting the S&W Service Center number 6 on the racetrack tonight, working down the back straightaway, looking for career win number 8, his second win of 2025 with the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series. The gloves are off. 51 will fall to Matt Williamson. Williamson grabs the win. Runner-up spot will fall to veteran Tim Fuller. Third spot across the line will be Raabe ahead of Payne, Sheppard, Felix Roy, Jackson Gill, Jack Lehner, David Hebert, and Daniel Morgiewicz. Tonight's gloves are all. 51 is in the record books, ladies and gentlemen, and taking home the $5,051 victory will be Money Matt Williamson. Career victory number 8 with the Short Track Super Series, followed by the 19 of Tim Fuller, the 01 Chris Raabe, the 7Z of Zach Payne, and the 9S of Matt Sheppard. Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane coming up, gentlemen.